Hey everybody, Lancey Peterson here. It is Wednesday, June 14th, 2017. It is 6:34 in the afternoon, the middle of rush hour in Los Angeles. I am currently at Beverly and Fairfax, a fairly busy intersection here in Los Angeles. I had a very interesting situation that happened just now, and I want to run it by you and see what you think. What would you have done? I like when that TV show, what would you do? I like when that TV show was on set. All right, so I'm sitting waiting for a call. Took about an hour to get this particular request. As you know, I drive Uber Select, Uber Black, and Uber Lux. So it was a call for Uber Select, and I was going to the intersection of 3rd Street and Edinburgh. Now, if you're in LA, you know 3rd Street is a nightmare, especially during rush hour, because it is impossible to make left turns anywhere on 3rd Street between La Cienega and, let's say Fairfax. Between La Cienega and Fairfax. You just can't, even on the side streets, you cannot make left turns. You have to make all right turns. So I literally had to do a figure 8 on 3 different streets in order to eventually end up properly positioned going eastbound on 3rd Street to approach Edinburgh. So right when I'm at the intersection, I decide to contact the rider, because it's very important that I pick the rider up at the very moment I hit that intersection, that corner. Because if the rider isn't there and they're not ready to get in the car, I'm blocking traffic. This is a situation where I can't wait even 1 minute for you to come to the car. You have to literally be right there, because if you're not there, I'm going to cause issues with traffic. So I call the phone. She doesn't pick up the phone. I'm like, okay, this may be a customer where she's still inside the building, and then she's gonna say, oh, I'll be out in just a minute, and now I'm sitting here waiting 5 minutes for someone to come outside. I couldn't, that was not gonna happen in this particular situation. So it went to voicemail. I said, okay, fine. What I'll do is I will drive up the street, I will go around the corner, around the block, and I will come back, and I will find a place with less traffic so I can park and then have her walk to the car, because that was the only way I could really do this. So now I'm going northbound on Edinburgh, and I'm literally just 50 feet away from where she is standing. So I send her a text message, and I say, hey, I'm parked immediately south of where you are right now. All you have to do is come to the car so I can safely put you in the vehicle, and that way we can go on our way. This trip, I look at the trip detail, this trip would have paid me about $45. But for some reason, the minute I hit the send button to send the text message to her, my gut told me, you need to let her cancel. Because for some reason I'm thinking there's going to be a downgrade in my rating. And this is the reason why I ultimately decided to make this video. Uber has changed the criteria for what it takes for you to be a Uber Select driver and a Uber Black or Uber Lux driver. See, before, your rating, you just had to have a 4.6 to be on the platform. And as long as you drove a vehicle that qualified for the particular service you wanted to offer, you were that driver. Well, now, if you want to maintain being a driver for Uber Black or Uber Lux, your rating has to be a 4.8 or higher. To be Uber Select, you have to be a 4.7 or higher. This situation was such that my gut just told me that if she got in the car, she would have been upset because it took me a while to come and pick her up, and I'm looking at all this stuff, and you know, what took you so long, and why did I have to walk to the car? I wasn't going to get 5 stars on this. I wasn't going to get 5 stars on the trip. Why? Because she did not communicate with me. If she sent me a text message and said okay, if she picked up the phone and called me back, said could you wait for me somewhere else and it'd be okay. If there was communication, I would have waited 20 minutes for her. But she didn't communicate with me. What she did was, as soon as I sent the text message to her explaining the situation where it was unwise for me to pick her up at the location, she immediately canceled. And then she turned around and made another request for another Uber Select. What I did, because I was the car right there's the situation, I let that particular call expire, and then I went offline. I said, no, I would rather my cancellation rate go up than for you to give me 4, 3, 2, or 1 star because of something that was really beyond my control. And here's the kicker with this one. Uber actually gave me the $7.50 cancellation fee on that. I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay, I wasn't there. The car wasn't sitting 5 minutes to wait for her to come to the vehicle or so. So what I did, I said, you know what? I don't like bad karma. So I'm not going to take the $7.50 from you when I did not actually sit there and wait for you for 5 minutes. Now, unless Uber has changed their policy, my understanding is you have to wait 5 minutes before you cancel, before you get the cancellation fee. If I was there for 5 minutes and then canceled, then I'm like, okay, great, I'll take that $7.50. But in this case, I emailed Uber and I said, you know what? Refund the cancellation fee. Don't do it. There were too many variables involved with this one in order for me to feel comfortable accepting that $7.50. For me, it was an integrity thing. I need every dime I can get, but I'm not going to be that greedy. So I'm curious. Hopefully I explained it clear enough to you. What would you have done in that situation? Would you have still accepted the cancellation fee anyway? Would you have tried to pick her up a second time? Because when I look at it, I'm like, wow, she wanted to go from 3rd and Edinburgh all the way to LAX. And in rush hour right now, oh yeah, and the airport is crowded. Oh, that was a $45 trip, easy right there. But Uber doesn't tell us where we're going. Now I would have been pissed off if she was going to Palm Springs. But hey, it's just to the airport. I can get another one of those rides. So let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.